Wolverhampton, the council's environmental services team is working hard to clear waste dumped illegally.
This team encounters everything from dump sofas to builders' waste. On average, it gets called out about 10 times a day, which the council is working hard at to reduce, using a mix of technology and good old-fashioned elbow grease.
There are more than 1 million fly tipping incidents seen every year in England, and today's clear up will contribute to nearly 350 tonnes of waste that's cleared yearly by this council alone. Steve Nightingale heads up the environmental services team here and is in charge of today's clean-up.
So, Steve, is this a typical call-out for you?
It is a typical call-out, unfortunately. It's soul-destroying.
What sort of things do you find in bags like this?
Predominantly, it's household rubbish, as you can see on what's in front of us here. Shoes, slats off a bed, decorating. Someone's done some DIY, took the wallpaper down.
It's costing the council around £300,000 a year to clear up waste like this, and its teams aren't the only ones to feel frustrated with the problem. Manohar Singh runs the Divine On Commission, a local charity that takes unwanted furniture and repurposes it to fund outreach work. But the charity regularly receives the very unwanted donations of other people's waste. Manohar is showing me some of the latest refuse to be dumped outside his premises.
I mean, wow, this is pretty shocking, isn't it? Outside your charity warehouse.
It's really disheartening, to come to see this, and then we have to spend time and effort and money to get rid of all this rubbish.
Leaving items outside a charity shop without their agreement is fly tipping and is a crime. This particular dump was caught on camera.
So this is a guy driving up in his white van to the back of our warehouse, and then he's going to start unloading the rubbish that he's got in the back of his van.
Wow, right outside your property as well. No care, bold as brass. I mean, it's quite incredible.
To date, they haven't been able to identify the vehicle or driver, and Manohar is concerned that fly tipping like this leads to even further problems.
When other people see that, they can say, oh, well, that just must be an easy dumping ground.
And for his charity, the cost of clearing the waste from his private land is adding up.
It costs us like £600 to £700 each time. We've had lots of cases where they've dumped it outside and said, oh no, we've given a donation, but actually it's not usable at all.
Do you feel annoyed?
Absolutely, yeah, because it takes time to process all these items, and it's time we could valuably spend on the real stuff that we can use.
Manohar also regularly sees rubbish dumped on the public street in front of his premises. The waste here is cleared by the council's environmental services team, but the council is using a number of measures to crack down on the crime. And to make it easier for people like Manohar to report it, it's introduced an app.
You take a photograph of the location and that goes straight to the council, and then they deal with it within a week or so.
It's pretty instant once you've got that app on your phone.
Absolutely.
You can take a photograph of it, send it to them and they'll handle it.
Absolutely. We use it many times with the rubbish at the front.
Information provided by members of the community like Manohar goes directly to Steve's team, who not only help clear it up, but look for evidence to convict the offenders.
Our team will find any evidence, save that evidence, take photos of the evidence, and then remove the fly tip, the rubbish. If they find some evidence, we'll send it back to the office.
Right.
Enforcement will follow that through.
Yep.
What we do need is more information from the members of the public to alert us to these problems. The sooner we know about it, the sooner we can move it.
And public participation like this is key in the council's fight against fly tipping. Another tactic is using a scheme called Shop a Tipper, which encourages members of the public to report fly tipping in their community. Councillor Bhupinder Gakal is the Labour Cabinet member for Resident Services.
If you see something, you see somebody or some people fly tipping anywhere within Wolverhampton, you simply report them anonymously, and if we're successful in a prosecution, they receive a £100 gift card. Now that £100 is actually to spend within Wolverhampton, so it helps the Wolverhampton economy. I would say if you take pride in your neighbourhood, you take pride in your city, speak to somebody, get in touch with us.
And evidence from the community can be vital when it comes to prosecuting these criminals, such as in this case where a fly tipper dumped a wheelie bin full of waste outside a local church.
It's about working together. The church use their own CCTV. That helped us by going through the rubbish, locate the person responsible, and with the help of the church's CCTV, we had a successful prosecution.
As a result of the CCTV evidence provided through the shopper tipper scheme, the offender was prosecuted and ordered to pay costs of more than £4,000. But as well as collecting evidence from and of the offenders, the council is also taking a proactive approach to catch them in the act. This fly tipper was issued with a community order and fines after he was caught fly tipping by targeted CCTV. And to get even more eyes on the area, the council has started using drone surveillance.
We get an idea that fly tippers are here in the area, the drone goes up, and the idea is the drone actually films it.
So the drone is there to catch people in action. It's your spy in the sky, essentially.
Absolutely, yes. This is a small minority of people that are doing this, and we will do everything we can to eradicate this.
As a result of the different approaches here, the council issued 52 fixed penalty notices for fly tipping last year. And as the clean-up team's day comes to an end, they hope the information they've gathered today means even more fly tippers are served justice.